everybody, my name is Rebecca. Let's talk about makeup. So I did not plan to film today, but we are running out of January and I still have a little bit of catching up I need to do with the videos I have planned before February hits, because February is just going to be a different animal. Next month is going to be a little bit more busy for my family. I have some work projects coming up. My kids are starting some extracurriculars that have been on break. So I'm going to have a little bit less free time. So I need to kind of get a move on here. So today I am filming my intro for ColourPan, which is a Pantastic Ladies Collab that was created by Misty from Misty Pans. And she created this project to help her get more use out of her Colourpop collection. Obviously that's what I'm going to be using it for as well. The majority of my goals here, it's a rolling style. We're going to pick about, I think I'm going to pick 5 products, and the majority of my goals are going to be usage goals because I do have quite a lot of Colourpop and I want to get as much use out of as many of those products in my collection as I can during this coming year. So I have picked out 5 products and I will go over them with you. First, we're going to start out with the usage goals. I have chosen one of my Colourpop palettes that I have not gotten as much use out of as I would like to. This is the Boudoir Noir palette from Colourpop. And here is the color story for that one. I am going to roll this in for 5 uses. I know that's not a lot of uses. However, I'm working on like 4 other palettes right now in other projects. So I feel like until I find my equilibrium and I have a better grasp on what my capacity is, because this is my first time panning, I feel like that's a reasonable goal alongside the other projects I also have rolling. Also rolling in for usage goal is the Soulbody bronzer. Soulbody is one of Colourpop's sub-brands, I guess you would call it. So this project covers Colourpop, Soulbody, and Fourth Ray, which are all under the Colourpop umbrella. So this is their cream bronzer. Love how this smells. Their cream bronzer in medium dark. It is a little bit dark for me at this time of year. I'm going to swatch it for you. And a little bit warm. I think that if I'm careful with the application, I should be able to make use of it still. There it is. Why don't we swatch the palette too? Why not? Why not? We're here. Let's swatch. Okay. This is what she looks like again. I'm just going to go straight across the top. I've had this one in my collection for a little while and I've gotten some use out of it, but I feel like it deserves more. It deserves to be picked up more, and I haven't picked it up in a while. So this is that top row. That did not swatch particularly well. That is not an impressive swatch. Still not any more impressive. We'll hope it does it better on the eyes. I haven't been disappointed by this particular palette in the past. So there's that top row. It's not the top row. If you are looking at the palette as you would if you were actually using it, that's the bottom row we just swatched. So here's the middle row. I'm going to swatch that glitter. See how that does. This glitter I actually don't mind. It's a very, I don't wear a lot of loose glitters, or pressed glitters I suppose is what that is. Okay, that swatched way better than that one. But this is a pretty glitter. It's a little warmer than I usually go for. Here's that glitter. See what I mean? Just a little bit of nuance, a little shift in that glitter. It's not usually worth the mess, but if I am going to go in for the mess of a loose glitter, pressed glitter, any kind of glitter, I want it to be a pretty one like that. Okay, final row is this one here. And I'm going to make an effort to use as many, swatched nicely. As many of these shades as I can, instead of just going in for the easy ones. That one, that's a terrible swatch, but that's a creamy matte on the end. And that is the palette. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, I have not gotten nearly enough use out of that palette, so I'm excited to play with it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to go for 5 uses on Boudoir Noir. I'm going to go for 5 uses on the Soulbody, and I'm going to go for 5 uses on this little one here. I'm working on 2, 3, 4 other blushes right now, so we're keeping this one to 5 uses. That is a hot pink. It's not as pigmented as it looks like it's going to be in the pan. I swatched it next to a cool pink one that I have from Lancome, and that one's swatched a great deal better. So it has a sheerer quality to it, which is probably a good thing given that shade. All right, then I have 2 products that I am rolling in to finish. I don't believe I'll be able to finish them within the next month, so these are probably going to be with us for a while. Both of these are in my 24 and 24. This one is my favorite Colourpop blush of all time, probably one of my favorite blushes ever. This is the Super Shock blush in Drop of a Hat. I'm gonna swatch it for you. I've used the heck out of this. I've got some good pan in it. I have had it for a while. Oh gosh, it's delicious. Just look at that. Delicious. This is a lot of blushes I'm working on, admittedly, but it's not uncommon for me to wear more than 1 blush at a time. So I think we can make it work. But oh, isn't that just gorgeous? It's this beautiful peachy gold deliciousness. I have had it for a long time. I was very reluctant to finish it as soon as I hit pan. I slowed way down on my usage. I know it's not super hard to hit pan on a Super Shock, but it is for someone who has as many blushes as I do. But then I found out that this actually also exists in their permanent line. This is the limited edition packaging that I initially bought it in. So, beautiful blush. My intent is to completely finish this by the end of the year. And the last thing I'm rolling in to finish, or the second thing I'm rolling in to finish, is this Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip called Champagne Mamy. Is that how you say it? Mamy? This is kind of a warm, peachy lip gloss. It goes very well with this. These are very summery colors for me, so, but honestly, I'll probably wear them anyway, because this one is just so delicious. This one I'll probably wear a little bit more when the weather warms up a little bit. It's going to take me a little while to get through it, but we will get there. Both of these will be gone by the end of the year. We'll see how quickly I'm able to go through those. So those are the 5 products I'm rolling in for ColourPan. I am hoping I will have some visible usage to show you on this one in particular. I don't know how much usage I will have on this one. And obviously these are usage goals here, which I believe I should be able to meet. I do have quite a few palettes, and I do have quite a few blushes in projects right now. I may be a little bit in over my head. I am told this is kind of what new panners do. We get in over our head, but you know what? I'm an all or nothing kind of lady. So we're just gonna dive in and see how it goes. And if all goes well, I should be able to roll in a new Colourpop palette next month. And I don't think, gosh, how many Colourpop palettes do I have? How many would be, if we did one a month, how many would I be able to get through this year? That is a good question. I'm going to check. I have 14 Colourpop palettes. So if we're going at the pace of 1 per month, that is a bit more than we can get through in the entire year. However, if I were to double up on some of those months, we might be able to do it. So depending on how future deck of panning goes, I'm going to have my fun-sized and better together palettes through the whole year. But depending on how deck of panning goes, I might be able, actually no, I'm gonna make that decision right now. I'm going to commit to you right now. As part of this project, I'm gonna go through every single Colourpop palette that I own before the end of the year. I am not going to go less than 5 uses per palette. And as soon as I find my equilibrium with this whole panning situation, I may increase those uses. That'll be fun. And at very least, it may help me maybe think twice about acquiring any future Colourpop releases. Who knows? Listen, I love eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow. I make no promises. If something comes out that like enchants me as much as the 1111 palette, I know it's called Angel Numbers, I guess. It just has 1111 on the cover. I was so in love with the palette. If something comes out that piques my interest as much as that one, I will probably buy it. But I will have my work cut out for me. So that is my intro for ColourPan for this year. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.